Hey, welcome back. I've got another repair video for the Million Mile Accord. So I've got a new problem here, and you see the caution triangle there. Caution triangle normally illuminates when the traction control system is engaged, like when the wheels start to slip. That'll flash as the car gets the wheel spin under control. This time though, it's signifying there's a problem with the traction control system. Now also, once I speed up a little bit here, it's going to kick on the actual TCS light. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going and show you what I'm talking about. Once I get over about 20 or 25 miles an hour, it'll kick on that light. There it is. Took a little bit longer that time. Okay, so these lights will stay illuminated until I shut the car off, and next time I start it up, it's going to have the caution triangle again. It'll do the same thing again. Now, some videos online have kind of pointed to it being a brake switch, and I'm pretty positive that I've never replaced the actual brake switch in this car, so I've got a new one I'm going to pop in there. They're real cheap to get at the store. Mine was like 10 bucks, so I'm going to throw it in there. I'll also show you another problem when I get down there and show you the brake switch install. Another common problem with Hondas that happens, especially these older Hondas. All right, so we're in the garage now with the new brake switch. Here's the one I got. This is a CarQuest Premium brake switch. Got it from Advanced Auto Parts. The car shouldn't be picky about OEM parts on this piece. All right, so what comes in the box is you're gonna have this piece that threads into, and then the actual switch itself. So notice there's some threads right here. This piece is going to be in my brake pedal assembly down in the car. We're gonna look at that in a second. The switch is gonna thread in here. Now, it doesn't screw in place. You put it in here like this, and you can adjust it down to where you need it to, and then you just twist it, and it's going to snap in place, and it's going to be stuck like that. Okay, so the brake switch has a couple functions to it. So when the brake pedal is not pressed, it's going to depress this switch, and that's why your brake lights are not on when you don't have your brake pedal pushed. And when you release it, that's when you push the pedal down, that's going to release the switch, that's going to make the circuit and then cause the brake lights to come on. And then also figure when you go down the road and you got cruise control on, once you touch your brakes, the cruise control shuts off. That's controlled from the switch as well. All right, so as the switch starts to come out, it's going to kill your cruise control and then turn on the brake lights. So we're going to get down there and push this into place, and then you want to make sure that when you put it in place that you push it down far enough to where when the brake pedal is not pushed that it fully depresses the switch, because if it's out just a little bit, it's going to make it where your cruise control doesn't work. If it's out too much, then your brake lights are going to always be on. Okay, now I'm also going to show you another problem, real common problem with some of these older cars that happens, that's going to cause your brake lights to be stuck on. There's a little plastic or rubber stopper that's on the brake pedal that would be right here, that when you release the brake lever, it's going to push that down. Well, when the stopper is broken or falls out, it's going to do that. Now, I've fixed mine with gluing a penny in place. It's a real cheap, easy fix to do. I could get another rubber stopper, but gluing a penny in place works just fine as well. So I'll show you that because I did that the other day to my car. All right, so let me show you how to access this. This is actually really simple. All right, so here we are, driver's side, coming down here. So this lower panel, you're going to have to pull this out in order to get this bottom piece off. Okay, this piece is stuck up in here. You see these white clips here, the 3 clips across the front of it. They're going to be clipped in place up under here. So in order to access that, there's a little screw right here. So you pull that out, and then this just unsnaps. You can unsnap this entire panel. I've got it put back in place just to kind of keep it out of the way. But you pull this out of the way, and then you can pull this lower piece down, and that's going to give you access to the underneath here. All right, so I got a light shine up here. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so we have clutch, brake. All right, so going up the brake pedal, right here is the brake switch that I just showed you. All it has is one plug going into the back of it. That orange wire is aftermarket. That's part of the Ghost key system I have installed on my car. But down this other side, if I can push the brake pedal, get the light where you can see it. All right, you can see there's the switch extending, and then you see I've got a penny glued in place. There's a hole in the middle there where there's normally a stopper, okay? Normally you have, here's the clutch pedal. You see that purplish colored rubber stopper? Those are what end up getting brittle, deteriorated, and so when they break, these plungers do not get depressed. All right, so you can see I still have one on my clutch pedal for now, but on this pedal, I've changed to the penny. So like I said, real cheap fix for that. So if that ever falls out, you can either go get a new part or just glue a penny in place. But then you have to make sure that the switch is fully pressed in when you release the brake pedal. Like you see there. Look right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the plug on this switch. I'm going to twist it to the left 90 degrees. It's going to slide out. I told you that part was in the brake pedal assembly right there. Okay, you can see that piece it threads into. And then I'm going to move that out of the way and put the new one in and adjust it with the brake pedal released like I have right now to make sure the switch is fully depressed. I apologize for the lighting under here being a little difficult. All right, so it's unplugged. I'm just gonna twist it. It slides right out. All right, I have slid the new switch in place. You can see it's going in and out there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push down a little bit until it fully depresses that switch, and then I'm gonna twist it to the right to 90 degrees to lock it in place. So there's fully depressed for the switch. Twist it. And there it is. Plug in the wire. All right, wire's plugged in. You can see the movement there. All right, now let's check our work. Okay, so update for you. Installing the brake switch on its own did not turn off the lights on the dash, unfortunately. However, there's a reset procedure that I performed that did turn the light off on the dash. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, now this is found on driveaccord.net, and it's also on one of the other Honda websites as well. They call it the paperclip method. Okay, so what I've done is I've pulled away the trim pieces down here, and I got my OBD2 port pulled out of its little bracket right here, so it's laying here loose. Okay, so I'm going to show you which pins you're trying to jump here. Okay, so you got this trapezoid starting with the long side of it, the wide side of the trapezoid, this top row. You're going to start at the right and count to the left 4 pins. There's a black wire there. You're probably not going to be able to see it in the video, but if you look at the back of it, there's a black wire that goes in there. So you're going to jump that one. And then the bottom of the trapezoid on the far left, you're going to put the other end of the paperclip in there, and that's a brown wire. So if you go back here and look, there's a brown wire there. Okay, so that's how you do it. There's going to be a sequence that we do with the brake pedal and also the traction control switch to clear this out. So bear with me here. I'm going to get the other phone out. I'll put the procedure in here so you can see it. what I'm going to do is I've already jumped the pins. I'm going to press and hold the brake pedal with the ignition switch off, and then I'm going to switch on the ignition, wait for the ABS light to turn off, and then remove my foot from the brake pedal, and then wait for the ABS light to turn on, then press and hold the brake pedal again. The ABS light should turn off, and I'm going to remove my foot from the brake pedal and wait for 2 flashes of the ABS light. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the ignition now. Okay, here it goes. I'm going to wait for the ABS light to go out. Okay, it went out. I'm going to remove my foot from the brake. Came on, push it again. Okay, it should turn off. Remove foot from brake pedal. It should flash twice. Okay, so it flashed twice. Okay, so it says if it flashes twice, it means the codes are cleared. Okay, it says next step. It says do not touch the brake pedal anymore. This is for the VSA neutral position setting, or for TCS. So we're going to jump the wires, which we did. I'm going to go ahead and turn the ignition off here. Okay, so I'll read this one to you. So jump the wires, and then it says we're going to turn the ignition on. After the ABS light turns off, we're going to quickly press the VSA off button or the TCS button. After ABS light turns on again, we'll push the button again, and then it says now should be some blinks and flashes of all lights, and then the ABS, VSA, and triangle should turn off, and then the problem's solved. Okay, so once again, we're going to turn the ignition on. When the ABS light goes off, we'll push the TCS button once. When it turns on again, we'll push it again, and then that should fix the problem. So let's go ahead and activate the ignition. Okay, turn the ignition on. ABS light goes out. Push the TCS button, comes on, push TCS button again. Okay, so that last step with the VSA or the TCS switch, I had to do that about 2 or 3 times, but as you can see on the dash now, all 3 of those lights are out. Over there for ABS and TCS and the caution triangle. So it did finally work. So like I said, I'll post that procedure here so you can try that. So hopefully this helps somebody. The procedure is written out on DA, but I hadn't found a picture of the OBD2 plug, but the wiring color is what helped me looking at the back of it. So once again, hope that helps, and thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.